Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. In fact, this is probably one of the most indie of indie comics reviews that has been in quite some time. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So let's get started. First this evening is Eros Psyche by Maria Lovett. This is on the Blaze imprint, Blaze Publishing out of Portland, Oregon. Maria Lovett does everything. She does the art and she's a writer. And this story looks like it revolves around this young girl, a school-age girl named Sarah, and she's applied to this school called the Rose. This is kind of a mysterious school. Things are revealed very, very carefully in this story. We're given tidbits of information. We see her applying to the Rose. I noticed on her application that the questions are in numbers, and she writes her answers in letters. I don't know if that means anything, but that's what's happening. And she's accepted to the school, and this is an all-girls school. There's some incidents where you have to pass a lot of these tests to stay in the school. And it looks like she's going to have a romantic relationship with this other girl that she meets one evening. It doesn't happen right away, but based on the cover, you can tell what's happening. What's going to happen, I should say. There are other girls in the school. I mean, it's told in a very poetic manner, and we're not given a lot, and it ends kind of ambiguously. This first issue does. What I do love about this book is the way she uses her layout. It's like a 4, maybe 5 panel grid layout. It's very much of a comic book layout. It's not like done in the big splash page, double page spread kind of mode like a lot of action books are. This is very easy to read, and it was very pleasant to read. I did enjoy it because her artwork is beautiful. I didn't understand a lot of it, but it is a joy to read. It's a quick read, and the only problem is, I don't know. I mean, this is the kind of book that a lot of people is going like, oh, I am done. You think some people want to drop off WandaVision after the first couple of episodes. This book doesn't have the juice that the Marvel MCU has. So I can see people just like, oh, what is this? But the thing is, Maria Lovett is also writing and drawing Luna for Boom Studios, and that had a kind of a slow first issue, but that's different in a way. This one seems more reserved and not wanting to show its hand too soon. With the second issue of Luna, I actually got some interest in that, but I want to read the third issue now. Do I want to get a second issue of Eros Psyche? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued about it, but to tell you the truth, unless you are a fan of her work, and a lot of people are fans of her work, so maybe that's what she knows that her readership will give her that leeway and let her build this story, and not just judge that first issue and say it's not enough action or even plot development to drop the series. But man, I don't know. I like, there's some things I like about it, but I can totally get it if someone says like, forget about it, just not for me. And for a lot of people, I can tell you right now, it's not for you if you're looking for, if you're not looking for something that's going to be probably, I don't know, prose kind of built around that kind of thing, and also kind of romantic as far as teenage romance goes, kind of thing. So I think if you're a fan of this book, you're gonna know right away if you're gonna like it. So personally, I'll probably give it one more look because I just love her art, and we'll see if the next issue is just as confusing as this. I'll probably be done. But yeah, so there you have it. Eros Psyche, nice to look at, well done, but not for everyone. Next book is Orphan and the Five Beasts. This one's by James Stokoe, I want to say. How do you pronounce his name is? I hope that's right. This is from Dark Horse Comics. This takes place what looks like maybe feudal China during that time, and this revolves around this young woman who is a student of this of her master, and her master is dying. Her master wants her to avenge the name, to remove the shame upon the house, upon their house. It turns out the master once took in these five beasts that were like under the thumb of a warlord, this guerrilla, this like warlord who was just wreaking havoc throughout the land, and they came to him to learn the craft, to be taught. But the master told them that, look, this is what you got to do. If I take you on and teach you, then after you take care of the warlord and come back, you devote your lives to our house. You devote your lives to studying, and you will be with us until your dying day. So they said, bet, yeah, we're in. We're gonna just teach us, man. We're gonna go out and we're gonna get the warlord. We're gonna come back and we're gonna be your servants forever. Yeah, like you said. So of course, when they vanquished, they just take to the art like nobody's business. They're really good at it, and they vanquish the warlord. And guess what? They don't come back. So Master's real pissed off about this, and he tells Mo, who's an orphan, Mo, you got to avenge our name. You got to avenge our family. And Mo's like, all right, okay, I'll do that. She gets prepared to go out and do this. So the master finally kicks off. Mo's on her own, and she's out on her quest to avenge the name of the family. And she runs into all these characters. One of them is named Thunder Thighs, like this big, disgusting dude with really super thick thighs that like crushes horses and stuff like that. He's just, oh god, he's just a disgusting creature. And the artwork in this thing is great. James Stokoe is he's also an artist that does everything. He's writes, draws, colors. He does everything, I think, to set letter in this book. It's so detailed. It's so much cross-hatching and line work into the landscape, into every costume. This is such a beautifully drawn book. Yeah, that's what I really got it for. Just as something to, it's a treat for the eyes. Some books are like that. This is one of them. Yeah, this is definitely a book for someone who loves good artwork. They're just in a certain style of artwork. James Stokoe, I hope I'm butchering his name. He's well known as far as his following goes, and they know that this guy's books are always deliver as far as beautiful artwork goes. I would definitely want to check out the next issue because it's just a visual treat to read this book. Orphan and the Five Beasts, #1. That's from Dark Horse Comics. Definitely check that out. The last book is Calico. Calico is from Sigma Comics. It's a super indie publishing house. It is by see the artist, writer and artist. The creator and writer is H.H. German, or maybe this is German. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And the artist and letterer is Javier Orabach, Orabaki. I just can't read anymore. Sorry, folks. But yeah, and Calico is it starts off with some really disturbing scenes of animal cruelty, and I have to say once again, trigger warnings. You know, a lot of people they have good intentions, but sometimes they don't realize that people are triggered by certain things, like animal cruelty, rape, that kind of thing. So before I get into that, this is about a guy who's a boxer. He's a boxer, and he also has some kind of a super suit, and it's a pretty cool suit. It's like the design is pretty nice. And he's a boxer by day, and by night he's like this vengeful entity who goes after people who are cruel to animals. And he's on the trail of this person who's doing these dog killings and these animal killings called the Claw, I think the name of the person is. That's what he's looking for. But he's also got a list of people he's going after, like people that go on safari, Don Jr. and his brother, for instance, and who kill unnecessarily, don't kill for food, they kill for sport. It's such a cowardly thing. They go out with a bunch of people with guns hunting unarmed animals, and the author tells the story of how they slaughter this lioness, sell her cubs off, decapitate the lioness, have her head stuffed by taxidermy, and her body is sold like in a wet market. It's just horrible shit. And a lot of good things I learned about this book, or learned in this book, was like, one, you can tell that they know what they're talking about as far as boxing goes. I learned a lot of things as far as what the speed bag is for, what the heavy bag is for, and so forth. I learned a lot of stuff like that. And like I said about the taxidermy and the safari people. There's a lot of good information in here, but I feel like, and the book it's sponsored by animal rights group of the American Humane, AmericanHumane.org. The American Humane that's all it says. American Humane Society, or just American Humane Animal Welfare Institute. It's got some good sponsors in here as far as cruelty to animals. So his heart is in the right place. And I'm gonna tell you, being an animal lover, I can totally get with some of these emotions that they have about people that do bad things to animals, and bullies. There's flashbacks of his childhood when he was bullied, and he was racial slurs were thrown at him, and there was this rich kid was pushing him around, and he was inspired by a cat that stood up to a dog, and the bully. And I guess that's what the whole character of Calico came from. They don't say that, but I'm assuming that's where it came from. And I totally get that anger, but man, the stuff that the character ends up doing to some of these people is really kind of, I'm trying to think of the books that I can relate this to. There are some books that are just like total revenge. It's like revenge and torture porn kind of a thing. The artwork is good. You see, you know, the lead character, you know, getting ready for his boxing debut. He's all well drawn and naked in the shower and everything. You know, it builds a good story, but the anger in it, you know, this is why I think I feel this in many ways, because years ago I would have made a book like this. I would have written a book like this at least. The writer has definitely got some, you know, some anger, and they found a way to release it in the story. It gets almost a little redundant at some points, you know, the way it's written, and there's some parts where like, okay, yeah, that's enough right there. I would have done it a little bit more. Hopefully I want to say a little more creatively, but I don't know. This book, it's printed. This is my feeling. I feel like the writer definitely wanted to get this message out. They're more into the message about cruelty and bullying than they are about being big-time comic book producers. I guess probably judged by the way this is printed on like cheap paper. It's not much thought was put into, you know, they want to probably have more books to put out and not worry about the quality of the paper so much as the content inside. I think they're more driven to get their message out, which I totally get. I say, and I sympathize with them, and I would love to see nothing more than probably Don Jr. get eaten by a lion or some shit like that, you know. But you know, because they got it coming. I mean, it's just cowardly shit, you know. It's just another way of bullying. But man, there are people who like this kind of stuff. I mean, but you know, I just feel like I don't know. It could be presented in a different way. This is an enjoyable book, but once again, know about the trigger warnings. This is the thing about people who mean well, and they totally recreate stuff like the killing of animals, and they show you everything just to get you riled up and mad. Or they make the rape revenge movie and they show the rape taking place and like, oh no, she's coming back to get him now. It's okay because she was raped, but now she's coming back to kill him. But you know, it's, you know, people who haven't been through stuff like that, they don't realize how triggering it is to see this kind of stuff portrayed in film, in a book, in a comic book, and so forth. You know, so I get mixed feelings about this book. Could I recommend it? Maybe. Would I pick up another issue of it? Probably not. But if you like this kind of thing, you know, I think you can judge it for yourself. But just be forewarned that this is not a book that's going to be your typical comic book. This is like kind of like I spit on your grave for animal rights people kind of a thing. So yeah, you take it for what it's worth and be warned. So that's all for this Indie Comics review. It's very indie comics review. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the notifications button so you know I'll be making my next video. So until next week, folks, I'll see you in my next video. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.